for like, you know, Bungie doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I can't believe that they would have this on their stream or whatever. You know, thousands of people tuning in and they've got racist stuff all over the stream. So in an unprecedented move, Bungie has permanently banned the players who sent them those harmful notifications. So they, you know, I mean, as stupid and immature it is, how did those people not realize that their names were going to be on those messages, right? I mean, obviously their name was going to be attached to it. So they went and they banned a whole ton of people based off of the troll messages they sent during the live stream. And I just find it funny because in modern day, I mean, this trolling shit, obviously people just do it now to get away with it and do whatever they can. I mean, we got people running on stage at award shows that don't even belong there, right? I'm happy that they are taking action because at the very least, it sets an example and a precedent. If this happens and they just let it go, then basically people think, oh, then it's okay to just keep doing it, right? Oh, we'll just keep doing it over and over. That's fine then. They don't want that message. They want people to know, no, this is serious. You shouldn't be fucking with this kind of stuff. You know, this is a stream to thousands of people who are very interested in the game. And the fact that you're deciding to act like this is not, you know, it's not right. It's not allowed. It's really messed up. So I'm happy that they took action. I'm very happy that they've done something here to, you know, at least show, hey, don't do this. You're going to get banned. But, I mean, it's kind of silly. They're supposed to be a top AAA game dev. And they weren't smart enough to know that.
DSP, shut the fuck up. You have a history of doing that yourself. Saying racist shit for the joke, bro. Yet you're going to condemn other people that fucking do it? Hypocrite. Fucking hypocrite. Hypocrite. Hypocrite, bro. How are you going to say that other people shouldn't do what you've done, you dumb as ass?
People could message them and do that on their professional stream to thousands of people all over the world about the future content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about Bungie. I've been saying for years that they fell off. Halo was their best stuff. Destiny has not been good, and it just keeps getting worse. I
definitely want
I don't know. I mean, from what I understand, a lot of the people from back then already left the company. You know what I mean? Like, that the people who were left at Bungie are a shell of what they used to be. I'm not surprised to hear that.
Bungie never really was much, though, to be honest. You know, they created, what was it, Halo? And that was it. And then they've spent their entire life trying to recreate what Halo was. And they can't. They don't know how. Come on, turn up, damn it. Oh my fucking god, this mic, bro. There it goes. Fuck. You have to twist the knob and twist the knob and twist the knob until it fucking raises the volume. The mic's a piece of shit.
I mean, following along that same line, our next story regards Bethesda, okay? And this story is in regards to Starfield. Wait till you hear this one. I'm going to read a lot of this word for word, so just for the record, this is from a Games Radar story that was published 2 days ago, and this one absolutely blew me away. Okay, are you ready for this one? Get ready for this one. Starfield lead says that the RPG's ending twist was a panic button idea to tie things together because the team was overbooked making everything else.
Making everything else of what? Oh my god.
Hold on a second.
I can't stand this fucking pretension, dude. Just get out, get on with it. Say your words, bro. Oh my fucking god. Get out of here, man. We're definitely gonna go over the
so you're telling me
the Kingcobra stuff
that the brand new IP
That's a
from
juicy
Bethesda
tomato right there,
that was
bro.
supposed to be the new flagship title that everyone was going to care about and love, right? This is going to be the new Elder Scrolls. This is going to be the new Fallout, okay? They didn't write the fucking ending. They literally were making the game and just flying by the seat of their pants and didn't know how it was going to end. I mean, new Star Wars trilogy much? How stupid?
What the fuck was that? No. 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 No, at least they had a beginning and a middle. They might not have had an ending, but they had a beginning and a middle. Star Wars, nothing, right? It had a very small glimmer of hope because it was riding on nostalgia in The Force Awakens. And then everything else after that is completely Ryan Johnson's fault for fucking it up. They had something at the beginning, and then it turned to nothing because somehow Palpatine fucking returned. Get the fuck out of here with your lying ass,
Can
Bill.
you
Shut the
be
fuck up.
to have your flagship title that's supposed to bring your company
Don't
back to
ever put the
prominence after
trash that
very
is fucking
well
Starfield
received
in
games
the
like Fallout
same
76 or
sentence as
Fallout
Star
4,
Wars
the fact that
again,
you
you
haven't had an
fucking
Elder Scrolls in over a
troglodyte.
decade, right? How do you not have an ending? Don't even make the game until you have a complete story, right? Write the story, finish the story, then make the
That's not
game.
how development
Don't
works,
fucking write
dude.
the story as you're making the game and then
That's
fuck up the
not
ending.
how
Now,
development
spoiler
works.
alert, because obviously an article like this has to cover the ending. So if you have not beaten Starfield or watched someone beat Starfield and you wish to be like surprised at it, I don't recommend that you listen to the rest of what I'm going to tell you, but just listen to this, okay? Speaking at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco recently, as part of a larger talk reflecting on the challenges and lessons from Bethesda's latest lengthy dev cycle, Starfield lead quest designer Will
Fuck.
Shen, who's since left Bethesda, said the ending was conceived out of necessity and urgency after the entire game reached a playable state and the lead developers noticed that it was lacking something. We were finally at a state in the project where we could play through the whole game. And it became
Okay.
very clear that we were missing the large final location that was going to tie the story together. And
Oh, so you're misrepresenting what happened. They didn't say, "Oh, we didn't have an ending," right? They felt underwhelmed by what they had, and they didn't have that final giant set piece. Again, you can't just say shit and then pretend like it is what you say because you reading the article just disproved all the bullshit you said before.
have a satisfying action-filled payoff, Shen said. I was both implementing the main quest and leading the quest design team, so I had absolutely no time. The entire quest design team was already overbooked. If you're wondering exactly how an operation as complex and sophisticated as Bethesda Game Studios could
Can you
essentially
read, homie,
forget
or
to
do you
add a
need the
proper
gin to help
ending
you?
until the last minute, well, according to Shen and former Fallout 76 lead level designer Daryl Bringer,
Oh,
who's also no longer at Bethesda, the sheer size of the 500 strong development team is partly to blame. It's more difficult than ever to know who does what.
then again, what you said at the beginning is wrong because what they're saying here is they had too many people and they couldn't create a concise story because they had too many heads talking at them about what should and shouldn't be.
Or who you're supposed to be reporting to, Bringer said, with Shen adding that a large, spread out team can sometimes lead to a silo effect in which every department is scrambling for resources and saying no to collaboration requests. According to Shen, this had the inadvertent consequence of favoring the department over the game itself. Every request now has to go through all of these producers because we need to check all the contingent work, Shen says. Asking for something as simple as a chair just wasn't even so simple. Do you need animations for that chair? Do you need sound effects for it? How much does it cost? And will it add to the schedule? Can it not fit because one of those teams just doesn't even have time to make it? Ultimately, Shen went to Starfield lead level designer Steve Cornett as a panic button, and Cornett came up with the idea that players would hop dimensions and revisit locations instead of Bethesda designing whole new locations for the finale. It's an efficient use of the game's world and a memorably offbeat spin on Bethesda's usual formula, even if it does arguably leave those few story threads hanging, but I guess that's dimension hopping for you. So essentially, what is this saying? It's very simple. All right.
Nope.
Bethesda has gotten too popular and grew too big and
Nope.
literally became a bloated monster that can no longer make games, which
Nope.
explains why their last 3 games sucked.
Nope. Their last three
Right?
games sucked because they refused to abandon the creation engine. That's why. You're talking out of your ass. That's not what they said at all, dude. They said that there was too many checks for the balances, that you had to go through too many checks to get what you needed done.
Right? Literally.
No, what they're talking about is disproportionate workload. And they didn't know who to go to get their shit properly done. There's no, what is it, structure. That's the word I was looking for. There was no structure in their work environment, and there was too many people. More or less, there was no defined leader, and everybody was just doing everything. It's
That's
bad management.
100% exactly what they're saying here, okay?
No, it isn't. Bro, you can't just badly paraphrase things and then say, "Yep, that's 100% what they're saying." Because it isn't. It's
Round one, fight!
It's sad but true. Sometimes you grow too and many companies this happens. Usually it's like a food company. Like I think of like food franchise like Starbucks or Subway, where they get so big, they overexpand, their business model becomes unmanageable, the quality goes down, and now the whole business tanks. And this has actually happened both with Starbucks and with Subway.
No,
with
it
Bethesda,
hasn't.
they made so many good games. You know, they made 3 or
Okay, so the problem with Subway was Jared Fogle. He's what tanked their business. Once he became associated with them, they literally lost their one and only spokesperson. And then other places popped up, like Jimmy John's or Firehouse Subs. There are different places to go than just Subway now. They have more competition. To sit there and say that they overexpanded is bullshit. When my town has one Subway, one, but my city has 4 Starbuckses. One, okay, my town has a Starbucks right outside the Safeway. But my town also has a Starbucks in that same Safeway. And both are extremely popular, and right across the street is a fucking Dutch Brothers. You're lying.
4 great Elder Scrolls games. Fallout 3 was a huge success. They even let another company make a spin-off in New Vegas. That was a huge success. And they let it get to their heads, and they just absolutely overexpanded. And because of that, you have 500 people working on a video game, and at every given moment, if you need something done, you've got to go through so many hoops. You've got to go through so much paperwork, so much bullshit just to get something basic done. Nothing gets done anymore, right? I mean, I tell you, yeah, they probably went into it, right? They probably totally went into it saying things like, oh, you know, this will be our biggest game ever. It's biggest scope, biggest this, biggest that. Don't worry, we're good enough that we'll figure it out on the fly. We'll let this game evolve as we make it, right? That's not how you do a story. You just don't. When you have a story, you need to have a beginning, a beginning. You need a beginning. That's a good one. A beginning, a middle, and an end. And you need to then maybe work out some details while you're working on it. But you need to know the story. It's called an outline. I can't imagine anyone trying to do anything narrative without actually having an outline of their narrative. It's just crazy to me. And the fact that they're making how many millions of dollars of this game, right? The budget was huge for Starfield. And they didn't have the story done. It just baffles me. They didn't know how they were going to end it. So it's just like, oh my God.
No, they knew how they were going to end it. Did you not listen to what the article said? They knew how they were going to end it. They just didn't have a final set piece or final set pieces to make the ending more grandiose, right? But Bethesda games
Once you
suck.
have your story set,
The only
then you can
No, that's not how game development works, bro. That's not even how movies work. You think that they just make one script and that's it? That they never revise it, they never change stuff? Fuck out of here, man. So dumb.
work on everything else, and you can expand or you can retract. You know, you can do what you need to do to make it work in the constraints and the budget and the resources and the personnel and whatever you have, the talent pool. But you need the story, or else you end up with the new Star Wars trilogy, which is exactly what happened with that. The first installment was absolutely amazing, right? The second installment floundered, and it felt like it was the end of the storyline. So why is there even a third movie? And then the third movie ends up being a bunch of bullshit because you don't need a trilogy anymore because you already ended your story in the second movie.
What? That wasn't the problem with Star Wars. The problem with Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, was Rian Johnson. He fucked it up. And then they had to bring in what's his name, fucking J.J. Abrams to try and fix it. Or was it fucking the other guy, fucking who is it? Fucking he did Suicide Squad and the fucking Guardians of the James Gunn. Thank you. God damn. Was it J.J. Abrams or James Gunn that redid Star Wars? But anyway, they had a cohesive beginning. Rian Johnson fucked up the middle, and they had to bring in J.J. Abrams or the other fucking guy, James Gunn, to fix it. And they couldn't. It is Rian Johnson's fault. And then you add in fucking Kathleen Kennedy and her insistence on destroying everything within Star Wars. Bro, she got rid of Legends material and then had the audacity to sit there and say, but we don't have any mythologies to go off of. Bitch, you have games, you have books, you have cartoons and animes and all of this. Don't say you don't have anything. You're lying,
Doesn't
Bill.
make any
Stop
fucking
talking
sense.
out of your ass.
So, I mean, it's
The
just
movie
awful.
didn't make sense
And
because
how
of
you
Ryan
didn't
Roundhead
learn
Johnson.
from stuff like that, you know? Like, as you're making this game, you see that happen. You see all the critical panning of the end of the trilogy, and you're like, well, we can't do that. We have to do something better than that. And then they just fucking do it. It's like, it's unfucking believable. Like, holy shit, dude. Yikes. It's not hard to believe if you have 500 people working on a game and literally, oh, well, we need a chair made. Well, we got to contact this department and wait 4 days for a response. Then they got to contact the animations team, the audio team, this and that. And we all got to work on this.
That
So it
should not
takes
have
4
whiffed,
months to get
bro.
one chair for your game.
As I said,
Guess
too
what?
many
That's not
checks
how you
for the
work together
balances.
on anything. Like, I worked for a
Well,
helicopter
no
company.
shit. Oh, shut
All right.
up,
Now,
bro.
to do anything.
Bro, according to you in that helicopter company, everybody else in the company was a fucking moron, and you were the only adequate employee. What is always true? When somebody is so obstinately lying, the adverse is always true. So if they say I flew today, what they're really saying is I walked. It's always an over exaggeration in the opposite direction of the truth.
At the helicopter company, obviously, I had to work with my management directly. I had to work with the shipping department in the back. I had to work and call outside facilities.
Bro, guaranteed. Guaranteed. He watched The Office and he's like, oh, Michael Scott is me. And then he just like adapted Michael Scott's entire personality into his own. And now he's like some amalgamation of the fourth place Evo DSP and whatever amalgamation DSP and Michael Scott would be.
Who repaired helicopter parts and work with them. But even then, like, I could usually get stuff done within a day or two.
No, you
Especially if it
couldn't.
was like a rush job for someone who needed something for a helicopter. Maybe it would take a couple days, but I get it done. 4 months for a chair, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work. And obviously,
Oh, does anybody know of like some high speed USB Type C cables? I want some for
it's
my
just
PS5
a
controllers
problem
when
with
I
these
play
AAA game
fighting
devs.
games.
They've gotten too big.
I
They've
want
gotten
them
too
to be
convoluted.
wired
They
when I
don't
play
even
fighting
have
games.
like a set work path of how to get anything done. So everyone's just confused, and then the game sucks.
Oh, fuck.
Well, Bethesda, it's time to fix that. Seriously, like, if this is the case, and if they're now working on the next Elder Scrolls, and they got 500 people working on the next Elder Scrolls, they got to fucking stop. Really, they just have to stop with the bullshit. Enough with the convoluted nonsense. And, you know, what I really got to ask
Why'd
is,
he jump?
what happened to Todd Howard, right? Because if you actually look at Todd Howard, and you hear he's done some interviews and things over the years, talking about his history, and he's like, yeah, so for the original Elder Scrolls game we made, we had this many people, and then we were able to expand for the next one and the next one. So he's the one manning the helm. Why is he running the ship into the shoals, right? What is this guy doing?
You missed your chance to say running his
it just
ship
drives
into the
me
ground,
nuts. You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Because it's Starfield, and it has to do with spaceships.
And I just don't get it. AAA game development is not what it used to be. You used to know, oh man, Bethesda, whatever they pump out is going to be great. I can't wait for their next game. I don't even care what it is. Now it's like, oh,
I'm sorry, 99% of Bethesda games are fucking garbage. The only adequate Bethesda game that's ever been made is Skyrim, and that is a beautiful screenshot. That is an amazing screenshot.
Bethesda. It's going to take them forever to have a new game. And when it comes out, it's probably going to suck. It's going to be way underperforming. It's going to, it's not going to live up to expectations. The ending, for the record, the ending of Starfield is atrociously bad.
In my
It was
opinion,
one of the worst.
in my opinion, no Bethesda game has lived up to the hype except for Skyrim. I didn't like Morrowind. I thought it was boring. The graphics were awful. Everybody looked like an excited fucking Who from Whoville, and I just wasn't about it.
Worst contrived endings I've ever heard. And it's a cop-out because basically it makes everything you've done in the game up to that point meaningless. It's, in essence, if you don't play Starfield, you've had exactly the same experience as if you've played Starfield. And that's a bad thing. They're morons. That you can tell that ending wasn't.
Bro, now replace Starfield with DSP, and you have why you're failing. If I don't watch DSP, my day is not changed. If I watch DSP, my day remains the same. And that's your problem. More people shouldn't come out to make
Tested with
fun of
anyone
you, bro.
because it's such a bad ending. It makes you feel pissed off that you spent any time playing the game.
It makes you feel pissed off.
So it just kills me that like they have this system and they had the world in their hands, at one point, and now they're just giving it away. Here, give all the credit. Larian surpasses them. CD Projekt Red did surpass them and then had a big floundering with Cyberpunk, but they're probably going to get it back. If they come out with a good game now,
CD
people are
Projekt
going to
Red
look to
is
these
a
other
good
companies for their
mid-tier
epic RPG
development
experiences,
studio.
and Bethesda's just going to be left in the dust. You know what I'm saying?
I would say high AA quality, except
Anyway,
for The
continuing
Witcher.
on, there's one other big story to cover, all right? And this one is in regards to a little journalistic company called Kotaku. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kotaku is a website.
Okay, so he's just reading shit off of Twitter. So people at Kotaku are really pissed that they're being demanded by the people who sign their paychecks to just write articles about video games. Oh, wow. Less than 5 seconds.
Right? That
Moving
covers
on.
game news. Or do they? Because they did at one point.
No,
and then in
they
the last
don't, and
couple
that's
of
the problem
years,
with Kotaku.
Kotaku has flipped
Oh
to
boy.
become an incredible.
Hold on. All he's gonna do is just state basic fucking things. He's just gonna make basic statements. Boo!
Sub-Zero wins.
Incredibly ridiculous leftist leaning journalistic site that really politicizes things in gaming and also literally says some of the dumbest takes ever in gaming just for clickbait. Like, they'll have articles that are just so dumb that you know, you're like, this is a joke. This is like The Onion writing this article, right? This is a parody of an article. But then you look, no, it's actually real. It's really on their site. They actually published it as a story, you know? Just some of the most ridiculous stuff ever. And a lot of people will say, like, they'll try to make an issue out of something, and then literally everyone else on the planet will read the article and be like, that's not an issue. Why did they even publish this? It's a joke. So what's ended up happening is they went from being kind of a respected journalistic website to, for over the last 2 years or so, just the running joke of the internet. Like, everyone says, oh, Kotaku again.
Kotaku was never respected. Never. I've never, ever heard a single time somebody say, hey, you remember that well-regarded, highly respected news outlet Kotaku? Never heard it. I've never heard anybody come out and say, hey, I respect Kotaku's opinions. They have always been a laughingstock. Always.
Again, Kotaku again. Another fucking stupid, overly left-leaning article complaining about something, politicizing something. And you just know when you read their shit, it's exactly what it is. It's like a turd on a web page. Like, there's no reason to ever go
why
there.
do you always gotta go
So what ended up
there?
happening
Why do you
is...
hold on? Why do you always gotta go there? Seriously. What is with you? My hair is dry. I could take it out of the wrap now. Excuse me, sorry. What the fuck are you talking about? First off, Kotaku never respected. Never. Secondly, right? You're a dumbass for even listening to Kotaku in the first place.
They tanked. This last 2 years, all of their attention has gone away, and everyone's just constantly making fun of them. So all their...
This isn't over the last 2 years, bro. This has been, like, over the last decade and a half.
Their traffic on their site has tanked. They're not making as much money as they used to on ad revenue and things like that, which they need to survive. So here's what happened, okay?
Oh, it's funny how DSP gets on Kotaku because their business is failing, because they don't have very many contributors. Yet DSP is literally failing, and his business is going up in smoke because he can't figure out how to stop getting so many contributions. It's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Big ups to Argentina, man. You guys are truly, truly doing the Lord's work.
The management, meaning the people who own Kotaku, came down on them this week and said,
Yep. And in a turn of events, not ever foretold, the higher-ups came down with the hammer of Damocles and split Kotaku in two. All the whiny little children babies decided to leave Kotaku. Everybody else stayed. And by God did they write the most useless shit in all of it. Nobody read it. Nobody cared. And they still fired.
what you're doing isn't working. Everyone hates you. You've got to now become a gaming website again. So starting this week, you have to pump out 50 game guides. Yes, they actually made an edict. You have to make 50 game guides in 1 week and have those on your site to draw traffic to the site that's related to actual games. Because what you're doing isn't working. It's not gaming related. It's trash. And we need people to actually...
Bro, what you're doing is not gaming related. It is absolutely trash. Womp womp.
come to the site now. Immediately, the head editor, what's her name? Kotaku editor-in-chief Jen Glennon resigned immediately, saying, oh, I don't like this management team's new strategy. Okay. Now, there's basically two different schools of thought on this. Some people are basically saying that this is awful, and here's why. Here's one take. This is from a Nathan Grayson. He says, Geo Media, that's the name of the company that owns Kotaku, is effectively forcing Kotaku to pivot away from news, lie, they weren't covering news, and demanding that its staff of 7 writers will now churn out an impossible number of guides per week. That's not what writers signed up for, and not why people visit Kotaku in the first place. This is straight up stupid and cruel. Okay?
I would genuinely like to ask that person, well, if that's the case, right, and you're not there to write about games, why are you working at a games news outlet? And you're not working for 60 Minutes, right? You're not working for CNN. You're not working for Fox News. You're not working for, you know, a news outlet. You're working for a games media outlet.
And here's what one of the employees...
It would be like a movie critic. Well, I can't even use this as an example because they've done it. They've literally done it. It'd be like a movie critic, right? Criticizing a movie for being too political. Or using a review, right, of a movie to launch into a tirade about their own political ideas. I mean, they've done it. So I can't use it as an example, but I still said the example. It's a wrong example.
Actually said on Twitter, you know what? Fuck it. Here's a small cup of tea. Management here doesn't even care about the quality of the guides we make. They want us to aggregate them from other sites like a literal content mill, and went on to basically said, we're just going to use AI to do it. We're not even going to do it ourselves. We're not going to work. We're going to go to AI and we're going to tell AI, make an aggregate review, and we're just going to put it on the site. So literally, an employee at Kotaku posted on Twitter saying, I'm just going to plagiarize. And they said this publicly.
They have ruled that AI is not plagiarism. It's not. You can't copyright it, so therefore you can't plagiarize it because it's not an original work. I swear, he's stupid on purpose.
I want you to think about this. This is supposed to be a major journalistic website that people go to for game news and trust them for true game news, outright admitting, I'm just going to plagiarize my work from here on out. They publicly said
it. Oh, fuck me. I missed it. No. Oh, he swapped
anyway,
me into the corner.
I get the feeling this is it. I really believe what's happened is, here's the deal. At one point, Kotaku was a legit website about games. It was. I remember years ago, there were some good articles over there. But every once in a while, you get the oddball article that was definitely weird and political and leftist leaning. And you'd kind of like, all right, it's 1 every 20. So, all right, we'll let it pass or whatever. But then all of a sudden,
wow,
they changed for the worse and became just a 100% schlock site. And as they became more and more schlocky, people just made them the running joke of games journalism. Oh, well, it's Kotaku's take. You know, here we go again, right? I don't know how they thought they were going to survive doing this. I almost feel like they thought they were like the rebels of gaming journalism, but they never bothered to ask if anyone wanted that content. And the answer is no one does. Like, literally, even leftist-leaning people don't want to read Kotaku articles. You know what I mean? Like, no one's looking for this baity content. That's really what it is. It's always baiting a reaction, baiting some kind of a, you know, a response so that they can get some more attention and hopefully bring some more clicks, some more ad revenue to their site. And I don't know how long they thought they were going to last doing that. And I just find it hilarious that, like, the editor, like, immediately quits when told, you got to do gaming content now. It's like, oh, it's journalistic integrity. No. It's a gaming website. It always was. That's the inception of the site, was that it was going to be a gaming website. So if you took a job at a gaming website and you refused to actually write articles about the games out there, but instead all you did was make political schlock and no one likes it, how did you think this was going to proceed? Like, did you not understand that there's like cause and effect in life? Like, you don't make content people want, people move away from your site, it's not making money anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, How did you think you would continue to your employment? You have to make money to get paid. And it's like they don't understand how business works. Maybe it's true. Maybe the people who write for Kotaku are these idiotic morons who went to these fucking stupid universities, you know, where they just get by, you know, bare minimum, probably got C's and D's in their fucking classes, but still passed, and their rich mommies and daddies paid their way through the college, and now they think just because
Bro, that's literally you. That is literally fucking you, you fucking Nepo baby. Your dad literally gave you the only high-paying job you literally ever had, and it was at a helicopter company, and you couldn't even fucking do it, bro. You quit so you could sit on your ass and act like a fucking middle schooler your entire life. Mommy, bring me the fucking pizza bagels. Bring me my food. The
they have a
fuck out of
degree, they're
here.
entitled to a job, so they think they're just going to jump into some fucking cushy job where they could just fuck around and do whatever they want. And
That's literally you, Mr. This is the best job I ever had. Get the
not
fuck
actually do
out
any
of
work,
here,
and
bro.
somehow
Fuck
magically for the rest of
off.
their life, money's just going to keep falling into their lap.
That's literally you. You literally spend your life thinking that money can just fall from the fucking internet into your fucking bank account, you stupid moron. Before you start judging people who actually work, yeah, I might not agree with Kotaku, and I might think that they're a bunch of fucking troglodyte morons, but they work. You can say, "Oh, but they don't do the job they're paid for." Yeah, okay, they don't, but at least they do something other than sit on their fucking ass and beg people for fucking money all day, you fucking panhandling bitch. You can't even get up on time to start your stream on time. You're late 95 fucking percent of the time, you stupid moron. You can't even take a fucking shower and change your pants. You don't even know how to wash your own fucking laundry. You can't cook dinner. You don't know how to turn on a fucking TV. You can't start your computer. You literally leave this shit on every fucking day. You never turn it off. You can't even cut your fucking beard properly there, fucking moron. Fucking comic book guy looking ass bitch. Fucking weirdo. Oh man, I'm gonna go off on him. Fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you talk about people who actually do a job for a living while you're sitting there in the fucking same floor ass fucking Zelda pajama pants that you've been wearing since Christmas. Get the fuck out of my face, you fucking dirty ass fucking bitch. Go clean your garage. Why don't you go take out all that trash that's piling up in your smelly ass fucking garage, you weird ass bitch? No wonder none of your neighbors like your ass, bro. No wonder you have no friends because look at the state of being in which you live, you fucking weirdo. Out here literally living in a mountain of fucking filth like a fucking pig. And then you wonder why people call you a fucking cockroach because you live in trash. You can't even pick up after yourself, homie. Get the fuck out of
Want
here.
and not actually do any work, and somehow magically for the rest of their life, money's just going to keep falling into their laps. That's not how life works. I hate to say it, that seems like modern America seems to think that.
That's you, you stupid fuck. That is you to the letter, my dude. You to the motherfucking letter. What the fuck are you talking about? That is literally you. That is you, dude. That's you. It's modern Americans. No, it's fucking you. You dipshit. It's you. I don't know where you get like this bravado that you can just talk down to people for no fucking reason. You literally don't deserve that right because you literally sit on your ass every fucking day. And instead of going and getting a fucking real job, you panhandle on the fucking internet. And then you have the audacity to talk down about your wife because she has a part-time job. She's the only one in your house with an actual fucking job. I'm sorry. You're no different than the dude who sits on the side of the street all day and begs for money. You're a panhandler. I'm sorry. You don't even work, bro. You don't work.
That's not how life works, okay? A lot of times in life,
Bro, you don't know how life works. You literally live in like a walled off echo chamber, literally living behind a gated community locked door, bro. You don't know how the real world works. The fuck are you talking about?
You got to bust your ass. You actually have to work hard. You actually have to do things you don't like to earn a living.
You refuse to do things you don't like, you dumb fuck. I'm not gonna do this off stream because I'm not getting paid for it.
I know, because
out
I
of
did
here.
it for most of my life until I became a YouTuber, and now I got...
Bro, you didn't do this for most of your life. You didn't work for most of your life. You literally had a fucking spoon in your mouth.
got lucky
Living
enough
off
to
your
do what I
rich
love for a
mommy and
job.
daddy,
But the rest
bro.
of everyone else has to bust their fucking asses. I guess these people just grew up, you know, pampered, probably spoiled. And, oh, I'm the lead editor. I'm angry now because we have to make game content again. Well, then fuck yourself. Good job. Good luck getting another job. Because no one in any journal in integrity is something in journalism. And if you don't want to have any integrity and you're putting out junk after junk after junk, who's going to hire you again? Right? I certainly hope that, you know, maybe you're going to go work at a florist or, you know, go work at a restaurant.
Or they could become a failed fucking fighting game player and beg people for money on the internet. At least they have a talent. It might be a talent that's meaningless to you and I, but it's still a talent. What talent do you have? You can't even play video games right, bro.
Serving tables or something, because no one's going to want you in the journalistic world again after this job the way that you've behaved. And these people, can you imagine making that tweet on Twitter? I'm so upset that they want us to make these guides. I'm literally going to use AI, and just admitting publicly you're going to plagiarize your work from now on. That's the people who work there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, wow. But anyway, Kotaku's falling apart at the seams, and to say that most of the internet isn't happy about it would be a gross mistake. Man, people are basically going crazy about how, you know, they're happy about this. Now, here's the thing. I'm not happy about people losing their jobs. I wish that what could have happened was there would have been more of a level-headed discussion about this. It sounds like there was just a giant edict, and it was change. Now, you're being forced to tough shit. And if you don't like it, quit. And that's exactly what the lead editor did, right? But my question is, and you always got to ask these questions. How did it get that far, right? How did it get to that point where the site was allowed to go that far off the rails? It was supposed to be games journalism, and instead it became political. How did you let the site do that? Who was manning the ship? Who was running it? And who took this long to tell them that this was the wrong thing to do? Because it wasn't like, oh, there's one or two articles. It was like every piece of junk they put out was like this for about 2 years. So who made that decision? Who let them do that? That's someone's problem, right? And then to just say, well, the people who work here, right? The 7 full-time writers. I think they have some part-time too, but there's 7 full-time writers. Now you just have to change everything you do to something you don't want to do. You know? That's shitty.
No.
I've been there. I was at a job where I was hired to do one thing, and within a year they decided they didn't want that.
Oh no, it's almost as if when you do a job, things are expected of you. Oh no. And it's not like they're asking something unreasonable. 50 guides between 7 people? What's that, like 8 per person? Wait, it's like 7 for 2 people and like 8 for others if you split it up that way. I mean, my math might not be that good, you know, but it's certainly doable. And oh no, I don't want to do. Okay, quit. 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 I mean, it's not like DSP's facial hair. It's not attached to you. You can quit. Look at that horrible ass fucking goatee, bro. Oh my god.
To exist anymore, so they tried to get me to do something else instead, and I didn't want to do it, and I fought against it, and then eventually they got rid of me, you know?
Wait a minute. You're lying. You're lying. You said just yesterday that you were an exemplary employee at the helicopter company, and you said verbatim that they fired you when you did nothing wrong. Now you're saying that you were obstinate and difficult to deal with, so they fired you. It can't be both, you fucknut.
That's fucked up. But at the same time, when you're making some of the most toxic content on the internet and you think you just get away with it, and again, you're not really working, you're just fucking around. I mean, how long did you think that was going to last?
Come on, bro. Come on. When you're not really working and you put out the most toxic shit on the internet. Come on, look at the fucking mirror. Look at the fucking mirror, dude.
Last. I don't get it. I just they literally said, but they're a top gaming news site. No, they're not. They weren't even making gaming news. They weren't making gaming news content. They were always politicizing their shit for clickbait. It was stupid as shit.
Okay, we're gonna get her with it.
Okay.
Yep, knew it.
Anyway,
we never
that's
blocked
the news
low.
for today. I mean, that was huge, right? That was like over a half an hour of news today. There's so much going on. And considering the fact that a lot of this, is happening and in development, we definitely might have more news over the weekend regarding games. Like, the thing is, I haven't heard anything about Rise of the Ronin. I'm wondering how people's response and reception is to it. I'll look for that information. Same thing with Dragon's Dogma 2. Now we're going to get our day one impressions from everyone playing it. We'll probably have some good stuff coming up over the weekend to talk about, okay? But in the meantime, thanks for watching DSP News. I hope you enjoyed the segment. That was a super long one.
Oh, shit.
I feel like we should get to shout-outs, because if we don't start shout-outs now, we'll never finish the show. So let's start with No Tango Dinero, who did today's first super chat and says, Friday party with the boys. Well, thank you, No Tango Dinero, for being here. I enjoy having a nice audience for new release days, and thanks for coming by, and thanks for the support. BB Phil did a super chat and says, is it allowed to campaign for specific hats in your chat? We're having a new RPG today. I can only see the Viking hat winning yet again. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in a certain hat, you can always say to everyone, hey, everyone, if we get to a hat goal, let's try to convince Phil to put this one in the running, or let's all vote for this one. You can do that, just as long as it's not obnoxious. Don't constantly spam the chat with an automated message over and over. You know what I'm saying? It's all right to naturally, in conversation, try to campaign for something like that. However, to clarify, the way it works is we have goals for tips. $50, I put on my Gunner glasses. At $100, I put on a hat of your choice. And at $150, it's a vest. It is cool enough today to do everything, so I can do vests and everything. And, excuse me. And, basically, I don't know if we're going to hit $100,
I don't know if we're going to hit $100.
So, campaigning makes sense unless at least we're in the realm of hitting that. You know what I mean? If we're getting close. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I received a very generous tip to start today. I received a $25 tip from Rocky. And Rocky says the following. Hold on. Let's get a nice animation for Rocky. Get them on the leaderboard. And then we'll see what they have to say.
Oh, shit. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much, Rocky. He says, happy Friday, my friends. Let's get it today with a positive and fun stream for Dragon's Dogma 2. It's currently downloading on my console, so it should be a fun first look. Don't forget to tip your favorite streamers. All right. Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate that. And I received a dollar tip from Snow Carl Remix. He says, not to be a contrarian, isn't Dragon's Dogma 2 an RPG? Won't this make RPG Mania worse? Seems strange and not a lot of sense. Final Fantasy 7 will be on the shelf. Boy, I guess you're not listening. I will reiterate again the schedule.
Out, bro.
We're only playing Dragon's Dogma 2 for today. Then it literally goes on hold. Okay? Because I need to come back to it later because I need to finish the games I'm playing. The rest of this week, I'm focusing on Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon. Once those are done, Dragon's Dogma 2 will come back. Likely, we're going to start a new game that's completely different, whether that be Alone in the Dark or Rise of the Ronin. I'm actually leaning towards Alone in the Dark because I'm hearing better things about it now that it's actually out. We're likely going to have Final Fantasy 7 come in as like a late night chill stream, And I'm going to start a co-op playthrough with my wife of Beyond Good and Evil. And so that's what we're going to be doing
Nobody
for the
wants
next
to
several
see
weeks.
that, bro.
And then on my birthday marathon on April 6th, we're going to sit down and look at the game release schedule, and we're going to figure out what other games I want to play moving forward in the next couple of months. So this has already been explained. I don't know why you're not listening. We are not just going to be playing Dragon's Dogma 2 constantly along with the other RPGs. That wouldn't work. I agree with you. I wanted to play it here on release day so we get our good first taste of it. We'll be 5 or 6 hours into it by the end of today. And so we'll know exactly what it is. But after that, did I say Beyond Good and Evil? I meant to say Beyond Two Souls. I keep saying that too. I keep saying Beyond Good and Evil. I guess for some reason I always think of Beyond Good and Evil first. Probably because I played it a long time ago. Anyway. Thank you for the $1 tip, but I've already answered your question. So, okay. Too much snow in the ears? Did they have a lot of snow or something? Hold on one second. I need to refresh this screen. Oh my God. What am I looking at? I'm looking at a lot of spam is what I'm looking at. Holy shit. I got a lot of spam emails yesterday. Ugh. There we go. Okay, I'm trying to clean this out. Okay. All right. Hopefully, that'll clean out in a second. I'll be able to find stuff. Anyway, let's continue. The Blimp with the super chat, he says, great take on Starfield, 100% spot on. Thank you to the Blimp.